Hey there, fight fans! Get ready for an unbelievable story that shook the MMA world to its core. Today, we delve into the jaw-dropping tale of the bear attack that left fighters in awe and the survivors who displayed unparalleled resilience. Welcome to our channel, where we bring you the most captivating stories from the world of combat sports. In this video, we're going to explore the dominance of Khabib Nurmagomedov, an MMA fighter who trained differently and even wrestled with real live bears. With an undefeated record and a retirement that stunned the world, Khabib symbolizes the bear that all other fighters have to beat. Are you ready to dive into this incredible journey? Let's get started. The dominance of Khabib Nurmagomedov. Man, remember when Khabib was tearing it up in the cage? Dude was an absolute beast. No one could touch him. But you know what really set Khabib apart from the rest? It was his crazy childhood training, man. While other fighters were lifting weights and hitting pads, this dude was wrestling with actual bears in the mountains. Can you believe that? I'm talking huge grizzly bears. That's the kind of insane regiment it took to build Khabib's strength and power, which was on a whole other level. No wonder he dominated in the octagon. He was bringing that fierce bear fighting spirit with him. After battling bears since he was a kid, stepping into the cage must have seemed like child's play. It's no wonder he dismantled everyone put in front of him. That bear training truly forged an unstoppable opponent. Undefeated record and retirement. Dude, do you believe Khabib's record? 29-0? The man didn't lose a single fight. That undefeated streak is nuts. It had everyone talking about how dominant he was. And it's not like he just barely scraped by with decisions either. He crushed everyone put in front of him. No one could handle the pressure he brought. You could see it on their faces in the cage. They were totally in awe of his skills. But get this, right when it seemed no one could stop him, he walks away. The madman retired while he was still on top. Talk about going out a legend. I'll always remember that insane run he went on. Dude cemented his legacy as the best and bounced. Gotta respect that he didn't overstay his welcome and ruin his rep. The bear that terrorized the MMA world. Dude, you know what they started calling Khabib after a while? The bear. And it totally fit because the guy hunted in the cage like a raging animal. He'd swarm his opponents with relentless pressure and tear them apart with his precision. There was no escaping the carnage once Khabib got his claws into you. Just watching his fights, you could feel the raw ferocity radiating off him. No wonder guys were straight up afraid to face him. They knew avoiding Khabib was like dodging an unstoppable force of nature. When the bear was on the prowl, you knew you were the prey. Fighters realized stepping into the octagon with Khabib meant you were walking headfirst into a mauling. The guy was full-on predator mode whenever the cage door closed. No wonder his dominance earned him that perfect nickname. When Khabib was out there, you were definitely messing with the meanest beast in the game. The survivors who fought another day. As terrifying as Khabib was, not every fighter who faced the bear was destined to be caught in his jaws. A few dudes, like Connor, Dustin, Justin, actually lasted long enough against him to see the final bell ring. Doesn't sound like much maybe, but against another, those guys would have been mauled for sure. You gotta respect the heart and guts it took to survive a full fight with Khabib. Even though they lost, those guys showed an iron will and refused to stay down. Makes you think, if anyone could find a way to match the bear's fire, it was these warriors. They took Khabib's worst and came back for more, proving no man is as relentless as the desire to fight another day. That's what the deepest part of being a fighter's all about, the triumph over the bear. When you look back at Khabib's career, seems insane to think anyone could actually beat the dude, like he was destined to reign forever, you know? But then you gotta tip your hat to the legends who found a way to tame the beast. Those guys who topped Khabib cemented their names with the gods of this sport. I'm talking about dudes who stared down impossible odds and willed themselves to crush what couldn't be crushed. It took sheer courage to look fear in the face and not back down. There's no greater feeling than conquering the unconquerable and taking the crown from the so-called king. Those rare few who emerged victorious over the unseen monster. They'll ride that high forever, as the ones whose moment of glory was bigger than defeating any ordinary man could ever be. They beat the beast and earned their place among warriors. The legacy of the bear attack. Man, Khabib's whole run in the UFC is one for the history books, no doubt. When you talk about the fights he put on against guys, the way he mauled everyone and left his mark on the sport, it's something the fans will never forget. Even dudes who barely survived a round with the dude, they'll all be linked together cause of how crazy it all was. Everyone who stepped in the cage to face the bear is part of something big now. Years from now, people will still be talking about Khabib's reign of terror and how he rewrote what dominance really meant. All the hearts and guts shown by the survivors too. That'll live on whenever anyone discusses what it takes to be a real fighter. The whole thing was its own era in MMA, and I ain't never forgetting the time of the bear's attacks, inspiring a new generation. Anyone who watched what went down in Khabib's time is still feeling the impact today. All these young lions coming up in the game, they were paying attention when the bear was on top, seeing what it took to match a dude of Khabib's caliber. The ferocity, the strength, the smarts, it lit a fire under these new cats. They know if they want a piece of the title someday, they gotta be willing to go to those dark places. And you best believe anyone thinking of quitting in the middle of a match remembers the warriors who ate Khabib's blows and still fought back. Proof that giving up ain't ever an option. Even years later, any fighter feeling like maybe they're in over their head, all they gotta do is watch Khabib's assaults and know that as long as they don't stay down, they can achieve. His legacy is fueling future champs, I'm telling you. Lessons from the bear attack. Ain't nothing like looking at what the bear did to really understand what it's all about. When Khabib was on his rampage, dude was showing how battles are won, through sheer will to dominate no matter the cost. But those who took his shots and didn't bow down, their examples teach some real wisdom about the heart of a fighter. It don't matter the size of your opponent or how outmatched the odds seem. All that truly matters is how badly you want to win versus how much you want to walk away. Whenever doubt creeps in during training or I'm stressed before a fight, I think of those survivors. Even bloodied and backed into a cage by the deadliest force around, they chose rising up over staying down. There's something beautiful about refusing to yield when yielding's the easiest choice. At the end of the day, the difference between victory and defeat is just a decision, and watching those guys made it real clear what decision is the right one to make. Evolving in the face of the bear. Facing a savage like Khabib definitely brought out the creativity in guys. When the bear came sniffing around, you had to evolve quick if you wanted to live to fight another night. Even some of the goats were scratching their heads on this dude, like what do you even do against such a monster? But the ones who survived, man, they had no choice but to dive into innovative waters. New game plans, fighting styles, you name it. And it wasn't just them. Coaches and gym rats everywhere started putting in overtime, desperate to crack the code. Soon as a strategy worked on one bear attack victim, the whole MMA world noted that ish down, cause they knew Khabib's appetite was never full. It was like watching the sport as a whole get sharper right before our eyes. The battle against the beast may be over, but its legacy lives on in every fighter it forced to reach their final form. Khabib accelerated the evolution and left us all hungrier than before. The bear attack revisited. Ah, the bear attack that left the MMA world in awe. It's a tale that still resonates deep within the hearts of fight enthusiasts. Khabib Nurmagomedov, a name that carries the weight of undefeated glory, trained alongside actual bears, harnessing their raw strength and tenacity. It's no wonder he became the epitome of untamed power in the octagon. But let's not forget the survivors of that fateful encounter. Those brave souls who stared down the bear, their lives hanging in the balance, and emerged with a fighting spirit unbroken. They epitomized the resilience and unwavering determination that defines MMA fighters. Their stories, etched deep into the history books of combat sports, serve as a constant reminder of the indomitable human spirit. In a world where doubt and adversity often loom large, this tale remains an emblem of the human capacity to overcome. It's a testament to the power of unwavering determination and the triumph of the human spirit. The bear attack, forever etched in our collective memory, stands as a symbol of the unyielding pursuit of greatness, both within and outside the confines of the fighting arena. As we bid farewell to this incredible journey, let us carry the lessons learned from the bear attack. Let it remind us that no matter the odds, with courage and resolve, we can conquer any challenge that comes our way. In the words of Nelson Mandela, the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. It's been an absolute pleasure embarking on this enthralling journey into the realm of MMA with all of you. If you found this video as captivating as I did, don't forget to show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. We have plenty more thrilling tales from the world of combat sports waiting for you. As we part ways for now, remember to keep fighting, keep pushing, and never back down. Stay tuned for more exhilarating content that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Take care, my friends, and see you soon. Remember to share with friends to stay updated on all the exciting stories coming your way.